Hello, Merry Christmas. This is the 25th of December. It's Christmas night actually, and I just watched The Holiday with Kate Blanchett and Cameron Diaz, and this movie always gives me like this melancholy about our priorities, our expectations, our interactions with other people, and somehow I'm trying to understand if the meaning of this channel of Arianotte Jewelry is just to promote my jewelry or a way for me to talk about women in business. My point of view with The Holiday, this beautiful movie, has to do with the right priorities, the people we decide to have in our lives, our borders, sometimes letting go of toxic people, and some other times making this big change in our lives. Whether we are ready or not doesn't matter. I decided to talk to you about some healthy habits that I have built so far and some healthy habits that I'm about to build, and how I build healthy habits as a very busy woman. I've made some notes because my head was all over the place and I wanted to do this video now, but I was feeling emotional, so I didn't know how to do this video, and I decided to write down everything with the help of ChatGPT, and then to have my notes to keep me going. Something that I've learned over the years is that healthy habits don't magically appear overnight because we just want to change our life. Small actions create habits, and habits create a lifestyle. All these perfect routines come from small, thoughtful choices made in very ordinary moments. And here's the thing. I don't want to tell you what habits to have. It's your life. It's not my life. It's not my job to build your life. Also, be honest with each other. You have more important things to do than listen to me telling you what to do with your life. The purpose of this video, first of all, because I wanted to talk to someone I don't know. And the second purpose is to share some ideas about how to build healthy habits that will make your life better in a very gentle and realistic way. By the way, this is the first time that I'm wearing contact lens. That's why I'm not wearing my glasses. Okay, so the first thing I've stopped doing is that I don't wait for Monday. Like literally, I start the moment I feel that I'm capable of changing this part of my life that I don't like. And I don't wait for Monday for that. For example, there was one night, it must have been past midnight, I was working, and then I suddenly realized that I'm not drinking enough water. And instead of saying, all right, Monday, I simply got up, filled a glass of water, drank it, filled it again, placed it on my desk, and then went to sleep. Sometimes you just need to waste 2 minutes of your life to start having these small actions that can become habits. And it's that easy. Sometimes it's not. But our life is not always so difficult as we think it is. It wasn't dramatic, but it did something subtle. It taught my brain that I don't need a perfect day to begin something. I just needed a quiet moment where I knew that I would be capable of taking the smallest step, and that's what I did. Healthy habits start the moment you realize that you need to change something, and second and most important, they start when you know that you can start or you can change something in your life. The second thing that I like to do when I want to change something in my life is to understand the why, not just the habit itself. For example, right now I'm obese. I have never been this fat in my life, and this is something that I need to change in 2026 because it's a health issue. So if my motivation is I want to be thin, then every habit feels like a punishment. But when your motivation becomes I want to feel healthier, I want to stop being obese because I'm not healthy anymore. I want to become lighter, calmer in my own body. Then you suddenly realize that the same habit feels like care. It's not a punishment. It's something that I do to take care of myself. For example, I no longer eat certain things because they are low calorie. I'm eating them because they support my body. I'm not eating a salad because I want to lose weight. I'm eating a salad because it has folic acid, there are proteins, iron, and all these amino acids, proteins, and healthy fats inside the salad. They help me keep going. The action is still the same, but the energy behind it is completely different. And the energy behind it is what's really pushing you to become who you want to be. So instead of trying to understand what you want from life, just understand why you want to become that person. What is missing of your life? Why you want to change some parts of your life? What is wrong with your life? The third thing that I like to do is to reduce the friction instead of demanding more discipline. I've learned I don't need more discipline. I'm a very disciplined person when it comes to what I think it's a priority, but I simply need fewer obstacles. A small example, I'm terribly indecisive about food. You have no idea. You do not want to sit at the same table with me at a new restaurant. It's not something that I have generally in life. I know what to do, but when it comes to food, it's like I don't know how to start. I like to test everything. So if you leave me alone with a menu, I can literally spend 40 minutes choosing. It's embarrassing, but it's also true. What I did, I actually removed the friction. I already know which restaurants around me have meals that align with my goals, and I know exactly which 2 or 3 dishes I enjoy from each restaurant. So it saves me mental energy, and that's something that makes the habit more sustainable. What I mean is that I'm a person who works a lot, and sometimes I don't have time to cook, but at the same time I need to be on diet because, as I told you, I'm obese. So what I actually do is to order takeout, but to order takeout that I believe that it's the most healthy version that I can find. So instead of punishing myself and not eating because I'm waiting to find the right moment to make food at home, I've actually took the time to see all these restaurants, see which dishes I like, filter which are the healthier versions, and that's what I order. And I don't have to think about that. So what I truly believe is that most people don't fail because the habit is difficult. They fail because the process around the habit is exhausting. Another thing that I like to do is to never copy routines, like exact routines, from online or from other people. I can adapt them, I can get ideas, but I never copy because your life and my life are completely different. We can live at the same city, have the same circle of friends, like the same food, have the same job, but we're still not the same. So I cannot copy your life. And sometimes I do believe that this is where the toxic positivity coming from. People trying to become someone else, someone who they are not. The internet is full of impressive routines. People who go to the gym twice a day, people who stay clean, like clean eating, working 15 hours a day, or working from home for 4 hours and making hundreds of millions. You get some ideas that you can adapt into your own routine, but you cannot copy something, because I'm 99% sure that if I copy something, it would be wrong for me, all in all. So don't copy someone else's routine. Just take the idea, if you like it, and let it become your own. If you don't like something, just skip it, press another button. Another advice is to learn before you fix something. Sometimes people try to fix something when they don't know what is wrong. It's like a recipe. I'm always giving this example to remind myself why I need to invest time. So let's say that I'm preparing a cake and something goes wrong. I do have the recipe, which makes things easier, but I'm preparing the cake and something goes wrong and the cake is a disaster. If I start preparing the cake all over again without realizing what was wrong with my previous effort, there is a high possibility that I will do this mistake again. But if I take the time to actually read aloud the instructions and see what I did wrong, then there is a very high possibility that I will succeed in my second effort. This tip actually changed my life, because when something matters to me, like my skin, my body, my well-being, I don't follow random advices online. I have to take the time and to understand what is wrong with me. For example, I have rosacea, like here, and so what I did was to go to a dermatologist. I did some tests. I learned exactly what triggers my flare-ups and did some treatment. I took some pills according to my dermatologist. Now I'm trying to maintain what I gained. I've learned so much about my skin because I want to protect what I have gained with so much effort. Because right now I don't have many flare-ups, so we are okay with that. For example, I cannot use vitamin C because with my issue, it will be a complete disaster. It's not that the products are bad, it's that they don't work for my skin. Once you understand something, the habit becomes obvious and fair. Knowledge makes the habits feel natural. You understand why you are doing what you are doing. This video is going to be 30 minutes long. But it's okay. If at least one person comments down below, it will be a win for me. And it will be also a victory because it will feel like I'm talking to someone. Another thing that helped me a lot is that I create habits for my real life, not for my ideal life. In my ideal life, I would go to the gym every day. I would wake up at 6 a.m. I would have time to date. I would have time for my family. I would stop working after a few hours, but I would have the perfect organizing system that would help me be on time for everything at work. So let's wake up and realize that, I don't know about you, but my life is not perfect. and it's never going to be. I have stopped chasing the perfect life more than 10 years ago, and I will not go back to this toxic thing called perfectionism. So thank you very much. I prefer my not perfect life, and I prefer to build habits that work for my imperfect days. When I was writing about this one, I asked ChatGPT to explain to you what I couldn't explain, because I was trying to say, first of all, to myself, what I mean that I don't create habits for my perfect life. This thing that ChatGPT wrote that I couldn't explain. And now I'm trying to explain what I couldn't even explain to myself. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what ChatGPT understood, which is the exact meaning of what I wanted to say. A habit that only works on perfect dates is not a real habit. That's exactly what I wanted to tell you. My life is chaotic. Your life is probably too. So if I build habits that are perfect only for the right days, then these habits will never become a lifestyle. I build habits that can survive the exhaustion, they can survive the stress, the busy day. Even if I'm only operating at 60%, the habit should still be possible. And that's how habits become your lifestyle. For example, I would like to go to the gym every day at 6, 7 a.m. before I start working. For some people, it's possible. For me, it's not. Let's be honest, going to the gym is not my priority. It's not something that I like. But becoming healthy is a priority. So what I actually do is that I have this rope, and I've started jumping rope 3, 4, 5 times per week at home, like 15, 20 minutes. This is something that I can do. This is something that I can work with. Having the possibility to jump rope from my home without leaving, without wasting more money, like going back and forth and with transportation or trying to find parking or anything. And I am at home. It's 2 a.m. and I'm just jumping rope. These are the 20 minutes that I can give to myself instead of going to the gym. This is something realistic for me. The last advice I was thinking about discussing with you was that consistency, even a gentle consistency, beats perfection. Always. When I was younger, I was painfully perfectionistic. If something wasn't flawless, I felt like I had failed at everything. That mindset destroyed every habit before it even had the chance to grow. So when I finally gave myself permission to be imperfect, I felt relieved. I felt like Iris telling the Jasper to back off and leave from her life. That's how I felt. It took me many years to learn how to be imperfect, but I needed to do that for myself. And right now, I can tell you for sure that people don't really change. The thought of perfectionism is still inside of me, but I don't give it space anymore. Yes, even now, after so many years, I will still have the thought. I will do something, it will be wrong, and the first thing I will think is you didn't do it perfectly. This thought lasts about 2 milliseconds, and then there is no reaction from me. So I have the thought, but it doesn't take any more space in my brain. It just disappears. The thought is there. I don't pay attention to that thought anymore. When I stopped thinking about perfection is when I created this idea of habits. A gentle version of a habit done regularly, not even every day, is far more powerful than the perfect version you abandon after a week. Consistency lives in softness, not pressure. I'm very hard with myself, but I'm also always patting myself on the shoulder when I'm doing something right. I deserve to say congratulations and bravo to myself. If there is one thing I would love for you to take from this video, is that healthy habits shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable. It's about improving your life, not making it heavier. Thank you for spending this time with me. You will see this video in 2026, so Happy New Year. I wish that what 2025 didn't bring you, 2026 will bring it to you. Make some effort for that. Don't wait for things to happen. I'm really glad that we talked. I hope I helped you, and I also hope that you give me some ideas. Please write down everything in the comment section and we can start a conversation. Don't forget to sign up here, and I will also leave the Arianotte's social media in the description box, and see you in the next video.